your highest goals and ideals in life. Therefore, within the context of marriage, we need to understand teamwork. Marriage has tremendous benefits because marriage is teamwork. Marriage means that two people come together and they have a common goal. They bring their strengths together, they bring their experiences together, they bring their skills together to achieve some common objectives. We need to discuss the benefits of teamwork, because that way we can see tremendous benefits to marriage. So the first one is synergy. And the principle of synergy simply says that what we accomplish together will be far more than the sum of what we accomplish separately. See, once two human beings get together, two or more human beings, to work together to achieve a common goal, their capacity for success is multiplied in geometric proportions. I mean, it literally brings multiplication into your life, your capacity for effectiveness and your capacity for efficiency. We accomplish more together. I remember that the wise King Solomon once said, "Woe to him that is alone. When he falls, he will not have anyone to hold him up." Then he said, "Two are better than one." The principle of synergy expresses that very, very clearly. So, we have the principle of synergy. In marriage, you bring your strength, I bring my strength. We bring them together, we achieve great results. Also, you bring your strength. That may be my area of weakness, but for the fact that your strength is there, then I do not have to suffer the consequences of my being weak in a particular area. See how it works? We complement, we cover one another, we strengthen and help one another. So synergy is one of the basic benefits of teamwork in marriage. Now, like I said, one person's strength compensates for the weaknesses of the other. Let me give you an example of how that works in marriage. When one day I needed to make a decision, and I just was finding it difficult to make up my mind, but that decision was time bound. I needed to make up my mind fast. Now, I'm the kind of a person who needs a lot of information, who needs a lot of data, a lot of facts, and who is analytical. I want to gather the data, analyze the data, and come up with a logical, decision. My wife, Nika, is intuitive, very intuitive. In other words, the moment she hears something, the answers pop out at her. At first it looks like, it's a matter of chance, maybe it's not realistic, but over time, you just get to realize that's how it works with you. So somehow her brain skips the steps and just jumps straight at the answer. So I have learned over time, to be smart. When I don't have all the time and I don't have all the data and all the facts, I just call her maybe on the phone or talk to her. What do you think about this issue? And sometimes even before I'm through, she's saying, look, this is what to do, 1, 2, 3, and the moment she starts, then everything connects. And in this particular instance, which I will not forget, I had kind of a brain block, and I just called her and said, what do you think about this issue? She said, how about this? And that was it. It resolved it. And that day I said, oh, wow, wonderful. Thank God we're a team. Thank God we work together. I remember also a very close friend of mine, they were to travel, and just some minutes before they were to leave their house, his wife said, I don't think we should go on this trip anymore. My friend said, why? Why? She said, actually, I can't explain it. I'm not really sure of why. I just don't think we should make this trip anymore. And that got my friend frustrated. Everything was set. They were going to visit family. Those people in the other city were waiting for them. Everything was all set. Everybody was ready to move out of the house. And then you just want to scuttle the whole arrangement without any sound reason. My friend insisted, we're leaving, we're going. So his wife complied. They got into the car. And then, just as they were about to get out of their city, they ran into this traffic holdup. And it was like a joke. They were there 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour. And in the course of, moving at snail speed in traffic, the radiator of his car engine began to heat up excessively. They had to park the car on the side of the road because the temperature gauge had gone haywire. And by the time they had a look at it, they brought a mechanic to look at it. They told them, look, this car can't go anywhere. Some things are burnt already in your engine. They had to go back home. And my friend's wife was very smart. She didn't say anything about it, okay? That's being smart, isn't it? Why? Because it was already obvious that she was the wise one in the situation. She couldn't explain it. We call that intuition. The capacity to know something even when you don't have some logical sequence in your thinking. And you know what? Most women have a whole lot more of that than logical thinking. And most men have the logical thinking more than the intuition. Now you can develop the part that you lack quite all right, and remember there are always exceptions. Okay, so your husband or your wife may be an exception, but generally speaking, this is how it works, that men are more logical and that women are more intuitive. In this particular instance, they could have been saved all the stress if my friend had listened to his wife. But you would understand with him also why he would insist we're leaving, because she didn't have any logical reason. I say that sometimes any man who insists that he is the one who is always right and doesn't listen to his wife may just simply easily lose 50% of his capacity for accuracy in decision making. Okay? So marriage is teamwork, and there are awesome benefits to working together as a team. Also, when you work in a team, apart from the fact that the other person's strengths compensate for your weaknesses, your strengths are amplified. Why? You don't have to spend your resources or energy focusing on your weaknesses or trying to compensate for your weaknesses. Somebody else is there to cover for that. And what's supposed to be your area of weakness is the person's area of strength. Okay? So you are able, therefore, to focus on what you are equipped or talented or gifted or skilled to do very well. What do I mean? In a marriage, sometimes when you talk about finances, somebody is better at keeping details than the other one. Okay? So if your strength is not in keeping details, keeping details is not an area of strength for you, and you get married to someone who is good at keeping details, I'm telling you, let the person take care of those details, and then you can focus on the things that you do best. Maybe you're the one who is better in social networking. Okay, you're the one who's better in keeping relationships, maintaining relationships for the family. You're the one who's better in making the phone calls to family members and to friends and so on. You're the one who remembers other people's birthdays and their wedding anniversaries. I'm telling you, that could be an area of strength, and you can focus on that because you don't have to worry about that other part. Like I said, maybe it's keeping details, keeping the records for all your spending and so on, checking through or the bank statements and so on. Maybe that bores you to death. You can leave that because